just made myself some tea, and it is a dark, windy evening. Not so windy that you can hear it though. It's been like that a bit for the past days. We live in an old wooden house, so you can hear it creak. Not just the floor when you walk on it, but like the sides and the roof when it is windy outside. Hello, feels good to be back after a while of not posting. I want to dedicate this session today to anchoring us down and finding some balance and just some ease, and not finding the right word, but just this like anchoring down, even though we are going through lots of shifts and changes as a result of these two intense eclipses we just went through. So, like many of you know, eclipses are like full moons on steroids. So they're not just an invitation for us to release stuff. They force us to release stuff and face stuff. They push stuff up to the surface. And now with everything else that is also very intense and amplified just in the world, like things are being pushed up to the surface and have been for the past few years, like forced up to the surface. And so many people are not handling it really well, because usually, like before, it was such a choice to whether we chose to be aware of something or we chose to just be blissfully ignorant, you know. And now for the past few years, that choice is not as like binary anymore. So like if we just take that into account and that energy that we just went through, it's like so much change is in the air. So much stuff is happening that we did not necessarily predict. Maybe you, like, your home is constantly, no, not constantly, suddenly shifting and changing. Maybe your relationships you are like cutting off people. Maybe your romantic relationship is changing. Maybe like something to do with your career, or just like your values and what you're choosing in life. And it can create a lot of discomfort with how we allow that to happen, like how much we are able to surrender to it while also just functioning in this 3D reality. Because you know what kind of has been like what I've found probably the most difficult about being so tapped in is making it make sense for the 3D, you know. It's like, okay, I'm aware of this, I know this needs to change, and everything with me, and probably you as well, is like that awareness is instant, and that doesn't compute with people like who are not like that. Even if they are like that, very, very little percentage of those people have actually acknowledged that. So you can be living as You can talk about it as when it comes to neurodivergence as well. You can be living as a neurotypical if you're highly masking. You can be living as a person who is not tapped into their intuition. Like if you are just constantly avoiding and denying it, you know? So as somebody who is not denying it anymore or ever, we constantly have to translate it into earth, you know? We have to translate it into human, into neurotypical, into normie, whatever, you know? So, like, why? Why do you have to change this? Why do you have all of a sudden want this when you wanted something different like a month ago? You've always said you wanted this. Why are now changing? You know, like answering this question is just like, no, I just know. I'm just following the energy. Like, what does that mean in that person's, you know, language? Nothing. So, you know, so that can be really tricky, and that can actually be often a leading kind of reason why people suppress and deny and avoid their intuition, their awareness, their inner knowing, because of that. Like, it doesn't make sense to people, and I want to be understood, I want to be seen, you know. So I want to just like be here for you when it comes to that discomfort. I'm also going through that discomfort, and I want to provide you a space or an energy or an anchor for you, an invitation to that space, where you realize, okay, I don't have to either go full on into right now, jumping on to that kind of scary change, and I also don't have to deny it and be like, no, I'm not gonna go with that energy, go with that awareness. I'm just gonna go back to where everybody's comfortable, where I'm comfortable. You know, it's like we don't have to go either there or the other right now. Like, you can just be in that transition, weird limbo, and it can be okay. That whatever's shifting in your energy, in your body, whether that's like you're noticing that there's an opportunity for your heart to open up even more. There's an opportunity of you feeling more secure, having more of an anchor, a grounding way of living, or a more magical, undefined way of living. And it's totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, okay. And then when your mind starts to interfere and be like, oh, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean for the other people? What does that mean for your whatever, like, I don't know, status? What does that mean when it comes to like what has to change? What has to change in my kind of bubble of comfort for that to be a reality, even though I want that reality, you know? So instead of then retrieving and just kind of reversing that upgrade, that shift, that magic and that unfolding of you that is happening, then I would like to just invite you to explore it and allow it to unfold, and just let go of those thoughts in the mind. Let go of whatever makes it turn into something scary, insecure. You know, what if that does not have to come with it, you know? So we're going to allow that energy, that shift, that allow your body to kind of take over, which it had started to do, and gently saying no thanks to the rest. No thanks to the mind, to the life forms, whatever it is that is popping into your field. No thanks. What if it's that easy? No thanks. And being present with whatever is happening, whatever had started to unfold. You can tap into it right now. Oh, that thing, let's go there. My body being all of a sudden starting to be light. Me all of a sudden allowing myself to explore a possibility that I never allowed myself to explore before. What if I would actually go this route? What if this that I had decided for myself, what if I can change it? Like, what if that's allowed? And noticing your body being all of a sudden lighter. You as a whole just being more fluff but grounded at the same time. Like, we're gonna tap into that right now, and we're gonna be with it and allow that to be your reality right now for the remaining of this video where we're together. I'm going to go with the flow about what we're going to do today. If you want to know beforehand, you can see in the description kind of and timestamps and stuff like that. But as of right now, I do not know where things will take me. I have some incense, I have my Selenite wand, and I have candles, I have my chimes. I think I will not do any sound or singing today. So yeah, we'll see. Let's start with some incense. Okay. Before I light that match, let's choose an incense today. So I just took 4 of my favorites that are kind of not too intense. I want something on the lighter end that is kind of more like fresh, not too kind of dense, you know. Some of them are like you light them and within like 2 seconds it kind of just becomes too much. So I got the Japanese ones that I've had for years. If you have been with me like since I started the channel, you probably maybe remember these, I don't know, but I used them in like my first year at least a lot, and they're so good. There's the Kusa grass and ume or plum, and they're both from the same like company. And these are like, they burn from start to finish. There's no like wood stick left or something. Like tiny like this, so cute. Okay, then I got this one as a Christmas present like a few years ago, and it is sandalwood. this one is smells a bit like a cologne, like natural cologne. That's so good. Okay, I might choose this one. And then there's one that I got, and I will always remember walking into this house because not house, this store in was in Los Angeles, I think in West Hollywood, and it's called House of Intuition. And I will always remember it because, you know, it's kind of similar to my company, House of Reiki. Yeah, there you go. This one's called China Rain. And this one is like, I really have to be in a specific mood for this one. Yeah, it kind of smells like nothing before you light it. But my absolute like favorite incense is I don't know like if it has a name, because it's like it's in a store that sells organic clothing here in Iceland, and they have like you can just like a little, I don't know what to call it, but it's like a little shelf with little compartments, and you can choose like this smell, this smell, this smell. You know, they have like maybe 30 different smells, and they all have like different colors on the ends. And I love choosing those, and then you just wrap it in a paper, you know, so you can just choose how many you want of each. And but I don't have any left of those. I think I finished all. Okay, so I'm going to go with this one, the cologne one, or sandalwood technically. This relaxing fragrance is the perfect scent for meditation and relaxation, providing clarity and relief. I have a candle lit there, but we're going to go with lighting our own match because it's very satisfying, right? The sounds and just something about it. Okay. Oops. I want you to connect to whatever kind of we can judge as positive change and shifts that you've noticed within your body, within your field, within your reality, either during this eclipse season or as a result of it. And if nothing specific is like, oh yeah, that, then just be willing to be present in your body right now and with this energy that I am presenting right now, okay? So just allow all of your walls and barriers to drop down. And notice if you are intentionally, that's not the word, if you are shrinking yourself in any way without realizing. Just be present with that. Allow yourself to just like, wow, expand out like your body naturally wants to. You do not have to kind of force anything. just be with that right now, just because most of the time we are shrinking ourselves without realizing, because obviously we wouldn't do it if we knew. It's like that. It's as easy as that. Just acknowledging. We're gonna be with that energy, happy light body, excited for possibilities that are not just a far idea, but are actually being presented to you as little gifts and little kind of floating gifts that you can grab, you know. And so often when we retreat, you know, when we are presented with a change, a shift, and a change in direction, or just like moving forward, and something that is quite fast, you know, because we're always moving forward. But when we are shifting, you can call it, you know, shifting timelines, or we just simply we're healing something that has been holding us or anchoring us to a very specific way of progressing, and just like a little series of choices and consequences and stuff like that. Let's say you change that, you transmute that wound or something, that can also just like put you on a new track. And that can be triggering, and it's very common and very normal to be triggered by a change that because that is, I'm going to put the incense stick down. Yeah, because you're going from this, and you know, when the standard is here, and you have an easy time meeting that standard, you know, but once you kind of propose that, like, hey, what if I increase the standard? If you're still functioning from here, then you don't even think about that. You don't even allow yourself to go there, because you are like no, I have no capability to meet that standard. But if you are growing and shifting and changing, and you're actually, then you outgrow that old kind of bubble, but you're still not here, you know, so this is the new kind of reality, and you're here, then of course you're scared, because you're like, oh, I don't feel like, you know, what if I fail? What if, you know, what if this is just, what if I'm not capable of that? And you're kind of like in this free fall limbo. And what if that is actually where all the gifts happen, you know? That's vulnerability. It's like willing to be out of control, which is easier said than done. But what if you actually are capable of existing and thriving in that new reality? And what if you're not supposed to have the answers? And you're not alone. Because it's easy to be alone when we have all the answers. Then it's okay. We have all the answers. We don't need anybody else. It's a very like in control coping mechanism, you know. But as soon as we go out of that, and we realize this is a new undertaking that nobody is meant to take on by themselves. then it can trigger all kinds of wounds that we have not had to face because we've been in the bubble, in the safe, kind of comfort bubble, So it's normal to be triggered. It's normal for to be faced with beliefs that do not work anymore, and you are being faced with those beliefs because they don't work anymore. And that's okay. You realizing you have those limiting beliefs is not a sign that you're not ready to jump. You're not ready to ask what's the word that was to come? Escalate, to grow, to upgrade, whatever words you want to use. It's simply here to be changed, okay? And you can change it. All right. So what's been helping me a lot is just not analyzing it. It's just to hey, I'm just gonna be with it. I'm not gonna make it mean anything specific in my life right now. I'm having information about what it is, but that's okay. It's information and I'm acknowledging it, but I'm not taking that information, that awareness, that knowing, those visions, however, it's coming, and making that kind of puzzle it into something here, So I'm just being present with it and then focusing my energy somewhere else, but mainly and doing a lot of just anchoring it down. And these words want to come out, anchoring it down, because it's grounding. Grounding is not relevant. If grounding speaks to you in this specific context, then that's great. But we have been using that word for so many other things, and this energy is very specific. And grounding just doesn't match with it. And I don't know how to explain it further, but we're anchoring it down. We're anchoring it down. It's like this gentle pull through our hearts, down through our center, all the way into the earth or wherever you want to anchor it down. That also is kind of it's not exactly what they want to say, but it's it's mostly what's important here is that it's moving down from your heart down your body. That is what is the main thing here. That it's not, you're not and for some of you it's the head, okay? That you're not lingering, that you're not letting it fester anywhere, creating some too many stories, you know what I mean? So it's just allow it to kind of flow, and it can also flow back up, or it can just be a continuous stream down from your heart. Okay, we're just gonna do some energy work now. There's a lot of words that need to come out, but we'll see how much. I get a sense that we're not gonna do a lot of intensive energy work, but of course this is energy work as well. Let me just do some freestyle work. I'm gonna use the Selenite one, and we'll see what happens next. yeah, it's so beautiful. Like what I'm seeing is that it's raining around us. Little like glittering energy, but it's like coats, and it's really slow, but like, what's the word, like consistent. It's like consistent speed, and it's like, and it's so beautiful. It's like this timelessness of no interference. It's just like that allowance. And that is exactly like what I've been talking about, just focusing on. And I'm realizing now it's like we're kind of allowing those downloads and allowing that to kind of just like mold with you. And it's a process of this like slow moving, and we're just like in this timeless peace. And extreme like gentleness, because there's been need of a lot of kind of like stepping into our power for like the months prior, being very like stepping into that unapologetic, standing up for ourselves, standing up for our, differences, demanding that we have, that we can take space in this reality, demanding that we are allowed to exist just as we are. And, okay, yes. All puzzling together. This is like we're reaping the benefits. And this is like, I know not all of you are there yet, but this is what's coming. It's like, if you're not sensing it like right now, it's coming. This peace, this like gentle, timeless peace, not this like, this intensity, because intensity can also be very great and necessary and potent, but this is such beautiful uppskera, which I don't remember the English word for, but that's okay. and they're like showing me that we are like extra connected telepathically at this time. It's like everything has changed. It's not just like, hey, like so many of us are like shifting and upgrading. It's like, no, everything has changed to a much bigger extent than usually during these events. Like I've been getting regularly like this like message that like telepathy is way more like accessible at these times, and it's just funny that I got that right now as well. This one is burning strong for us in the background. Yeah, I'm not even supposed to be doing much right now. It's all about that, having the courage to be present. And like with the, like there's some solar plexus stuff coming up, but it's not as like, it's not that much. It's just something to keep in mind. And I started to like pull something out, and it was like, no. And I got this image of a mother and a child, or like a young kid, laying down in a field of yellow flowers. And it was just this like appreciating nature, appreciating the flowers, just being there, sitting, laying, feeling the petals of the flowers like on your ears, your neck. It's just like this beautiful moment of being present. It's like it's so loud, like just be present with it. And that's easier said than done for a lot of people. But what's the worst that can happen? So I'm gonna end this video here. Just really happy to be back, and hoping to hear from you guys in the comments, like how you guys are feeling. And just what reality has been like for you, these energies in life, if there's like changes been happening, unexpected changes especially, and in relationships and stuff. But so much love to you. Until next time.